Yo, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to the brand new show that me and my boy Boys for Life put together here. This is called the Two Beasts, One East, because there is only one NFC East and there is only two beasts in it, and that is us and the Cowboys. Everyone else kind of takes a back seat. But we're going to get into this, man. Appreciate you for joining me. Appreciate everyone for coming in. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe. Let's get into it. Hope you enjoy the intro made by Key in the building. Yo, straight up, man. I don't know about you, but that's a dope intro. I like it. In fact, it makes me feel bad about mine. My soul one. And shout out to this woman right here, man. Key in the building. Yo, she is the mama bird of all of us content creators. She is the dopest of the dope. She is the reason that most of us in the Eagles community have intros, and people outside of the community also have intros. So, Key, keep doing your thing. Seriously, you are killing these intros, and every time you get better at them. So, I appreciate everything you do for us, and thank you so much. What's going on, dog? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing well, Key. I might need another intro for my stuff, because that stuff it's on point. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the stuff Cool Cat Connor gives me, but I might need her to make me one so I can have a couple of them. Because that's pretty dope. I like it.
Yeah, man. We're gonna run it one more time because we had 0 people in here right at the beginning when we ran it, and it is so good. I gotta run it again, man. Like, no lie, Key, you overdid yourself this time. So once again, everyone, I hope you enjoy this intro made by this person right here, Key in the building. Yeah, that shit's fire, man. I ain't gonna lie. If you see from our faces, we're cheesing here. Listen, I messaged her this morning, and she had that shit done by the afternoon. I don't know how this woman does it, but props to her, man. And shout out to everyone in here. We will have a mixture of Eagle and Philly fans, or Eagle and Dallas fans alike, and some other people too. So what's going on, Future AM? What's good? Hope everyone is having a great day. Go Birds. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yo, East Coast Gridiron. How you doing, man? How you doing, brother? Key in the building. Hey, anytime. When you put work out like that, you deserve to be recognized for sure. So thank you. Nina, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you. You do a lot of retweets and likes and shares on Twitter for me, so I appreciate you for that.
Oh yeah, I'll let you know. Actually, if you want to get started on one, trolling with Boys for Life, I'm gonna need one. So whatever you can put together, if you want to do it, I'll be greatly appreciated. It will be greatly appreciated.
Just don't make it better than ours. Yo, Jinx Wolf, what's going on, bro? Loyal subscriber to the channel. Appreciate you. Drew, what's going on, man? How's it going? Yeah, nah, man, Jinx, that shit is fire. That is. Yo, Mitch, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Great live you just had with your call in, MK Lounge. So shout out to you, bro, and all you're doing. She says she got you.
All right. Just let me know when it's done, and I'll send you my email so that way you can email it to me, so I can have it on my next show. And I was planning on doing a live today, this morning or earlier today, because I know we had our stuff. But man, I was just so tired for whatever reason. I just felt lazy, and I'm like, because I had another Eagle video maker start saying stuff about me, and I was gonna do another trolling video on him.
You know, man. Listen, first off, before we get into that, we're only going to do an hour tonight. We kind of wanted to just get on here, introduce you guys to what we're going to be doing, talk about a little bit what we're going to be doing, and filling you guys all in with everything. So appreciate you all for being here. But yeah, this is called Two Beasts, One East, like I said, because Eagles, Dallas, we're the two beasts. There's one East. I'm going to steal a little joke here from Dave Chappelle. Listen, you got the Eagles in Dallas up front. One of us are driving. Does not know who it's going to be every year, but one of us are going to be driving. The other one's going to be sitting next to one another, annoying the shit out of us, just in our ear all the time, right? Then you got the New York Giants. They're sitting in the middle, in the middle seat of the van, and they're just staring out the window, and they're just kind of along for the ride. And we all kind of gang up on them and knock them a little bit just because it's the Giants, And then in the back seat, well, who's there, man. That's the Commanders. They don't command shit but the caboose because that's where they are, And no one likes the Commanders. They're the oddball out. They get no respect and they get no gratitude. So that's kind of how this is going, and that's kind of why we did what we did, because in the end, it is only Dallas and the Eagles that you need to worry about when it comes to the East for now.
And then if one of us has an off season where it's just a bad season, we always bounce back the next year. It's not like it's the Giants or the Commanders where they go years without having a good season after they fall from grace.
Right. No, dude, we were going to double live stream. We'll get to that next week. I looked into it. I actually have to get his account and log on to it and add his destination to the stream and then log out of it. It was just a lot. So we'll get to that next week. Yo, what's good, BG? How you doing, man? Appreciate you for stopping through. And once again, everybody, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe button if you already haven't. Whether you're an Eagle or a Dallas content creator, we'll be doing this pretty much every Monday or whatever day we choose to do it. Because I know my boy here is about to be a brand new dad. Congratulations, my guy. So things could be put on hold because I know what it's like to be a first-time father, and shit gets crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie. But congratulations and seriously, you excited?
No, I'm very excited. I'm at the point to where every time my wife calls me randomly, I'm like, oh, is it time? Did your water? or every time she calls me, she goes, I'm in pain, I'm hurting. I'm like, you need a hospital? What's going on? So.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, my first daughter, she was supposed to come on my birthday, March 20th. And literally, man, I've always wanted that. I always wanted my firstborn to be born on my day, the same day, so I could share a birthday with them. She came 6 days early. She just couldn't hold anymore, obviously. Yeah. But no lie, man, I was lying in bed, and if I'm not mistaken, it was like 2:30 in the morning, right? My wife wakes me up, and she's like, we got to go. I'm deep in sleep at this point. Here she got up. She got in the bath because she was having contractions like your wife is having. She didn't know if they were real ones and then she was coming or if they were going to be fake, And she woke me up at 2:30. She's like, it's time. I was like, dude, trust me, you ever get woke out of your sleep like that, you remember it. You know what I'm saying?
No, like she's been having contractions, but it's those Braxton Hicks ones, those fake ones.
Yep.
So like every time she has one, I'm like, oh, like I was at work on Saturday, and she texted me like 11:30, and she's like, oh, I just had a strong contraction. I had to text one of my supervisors and be like, hey, like I might have to go. The wife just had a strong contraction, but I'll let you know. So luckily, it was just one of those Braxton Hick ones, and man, my son's supposed to be his due date is actually the 23rd, of June, but they're not going to let her go past 39 weeks. So they're going to do a C-section on her. So she's coming. Mm-hmm. He's coming on the 19th, which is my sister's birthday. So
that's cool.
And it's Father's Day this year. So I told my sister, and I was like, well, you've already had 30 birthdays by yourself. If he's coming on your birthday, at the birthday parties, you're allowed one cupcake with one candle, and we'll squeeze in a happy birthday song for you. But you're done. You're sidelined from now on.
Dude, I think I stopped counting my birthdays after like 21.
Yeah.
No lie. Like after 21, there's no reason to count anymore. It's just another number, you know?
Yeah.
You get nothing after 21. You don't.
No, but I sometimes I'll just be, someone asks me how old I am, and I'm like, shit, how old am I? Oh yeah, I'm 34.
Bro, it was so bad last year, man. I forgot it was even my birthday when I woke up. And secondly, my code is like my birthday, my brother's birthday, and something else for the house, right? Yeah. Totally put in the wrong birthday because I forgot how old I was.
Oh shit.
It just happens, you know. After a while, you just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Listen. So let's get into this real quick. You know, you've had a lot of beefs lately, bro. I don't know what is wrong with you. If you got a target on your chest or if you put one there, but listen, man. I gotta say, me and this dude, we beefed, and we beefed hard. The first time we met, like I literally messaged this dude on Twitter and told him, like, bro, you got a fucking problem with me. Say it to my fucking face. You know, you remember that.
It's funny. You and your whole group basically did that to me. It was hilarious.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm gonna let the dogs in, but I can hear you, so keep talking.
Yeah. You know, but straight up though, like I went to him man to man, and I said, dude, you got a problem with me? Let's talk it out. I got plenty of family in Texas. I can be down there and we can talk it over. And you know what? Now look at us. We got a show together. We're actually really good friends. There's a lot of things that he knows in Texas that I know in Texas from living there. You know, and now this dude is actually a pretty good friend of mine. And when I go to Texas, I will be meeting up with him. You know. But I think people misunderstand you a lot. You know, there's shit talking, and then there's just being a true dick. And people think you're just a true dick when I know you're just shit talking. So, you know, we are teammates now, even though we're not. So just clear it up for everyone, man. Because listen, I don't even want to bring Eagles Champ on my channel. I don't even want to talk his name on my channel. But that dude is a dipshit. We all know that. Okay. Clear it up. I'm done talking. Clear it up.
No, I mean, for me, it's always just been about because that's where I came from on YouTube, right? I came from that organization called the TTC, where you just trash talk, shit talk, all that good stuff. So when I just see an Eagle fan out there and they're on here, I'm like, oh, I got a new target. Not knowing. I mean, I kind of know that you don't know what I'm doing. You think I'm just going at you and I'm just talking shit to you, being an ass, whatever. But it's all mainly in football talk. That's where the shit talking it comes from. But outside of that, like you said, we talked and whatnot. Now we're doing this. I mean, if people actually didn't get upset and actually got to know me, like, hey man, I'm cool. It just happens that what I'm doing is I like to shit talk, and I'm gonna make fun and poke fun and do whatever I got to do to get under people's skin, because that's what it's all about. And when you did message me and like you said, you wanted to come down to Texas and have some words, I was like, well, I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It was hilarious, man. It was funny. Not just with you, but with everyone else trying to gang up, and everyone was really upset, big mad for. And I'm over here well, I'm getting all this attention, so I guess I did my job, so I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, no lie, man. Listen, I get sometimes you can probably rub people the wrong way. I understand that. No lie. When you first made that video of me, oh, this guy's homeless, I laughed because I was like, first off, how the fuck do I own a laptop and a cell phone and fucking do this shit and homeless at the same time? Makes no sense, right? But I must be. But it's some people just can't take jokes, and I even admit, man, there is times that I might have taken it too far. you know,
Yeah.
but that you don't know who the person is on the other side sometimes, you know, and once you get to know that person on the other side, it's not so bad. Like I said, I fucking hated your guts for the longest fucking time.
Yeah.
But hey, man, you know, we have a lot in common. So
Oh yeah.
it is what it is.
I don't know how your buddy over here, that one, how he still feels about me.
Nah, he's cool. No, he said, listen, he's like, he just, I'm not going to say it exactly the same way, but he was like, listen, he's like, it's you, so I'm going to help and I'm going to share. You know, he's like, but fuck him. He's a Dallas fan. It is what it is, you know, but there's no hate anymore. There's no hate.
I mean, if he wants to say F me because I'm a Dallas fan, that's completely fine.
Right?
Like, I expect that from anyone that's not a Cowboy fan. You know what I mean? Because to me, if you say F you because you're a Cowboys fan, I'm not taking that personal. I'm not. So that for me, it's whatever. Like, I don't have a problem with that, you know?
Yo, what's good, Mac? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man, that whole admit that Eagle Champ got you. You're good with him. Who's good with Eagle Champ?
Who's good with him?
Admit that.
I don't know anyone that's good with him. Yeah.
No, I mean, dude, I even went on his live stream the other day or yesterday, and it was still like, because I heard my name brought up, and I was like, oh, give me a minute. I was like, give me a minute, and I set my laptop up, did everything, and I got on, and I was talking to him, and I was like, hey, man, like, you still bringing my name up? You still acting like I didn't just destroy you in our little debate the other day or whatever you want to call it? And he's like, no, you didn't destroy me. I hung in there with you, and I went to. I was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And then he went on a rant again about. He goes, I don't care what the stats say. I don't care what anyone says. Jalen Reagor was looked at the number one more than Devontae Smith, and I was like, no. I was like, see, that's your problem. You don't care. And then he started showing. Not highlights. He started showing a clip of Jalen Reagor dropping. I guess that would have been a comeback touchdown win when y'all were playing the Giants, that deep one that didn't go to Devontae Smith. And he's like, see, look, he's looking at the number one, like the number one option. I'm like, you're showing one clip, bro. That doesn't mean anything. That means nothing. And then he was talking about how Travis Fulgham was on the not trying to say the same level as T.O., but he's like, oh, it's still Travis Fulgham is, he passed him in touchdowns and yada. I was like, no, he didn't. And then he sent me an article or a little thing that said Travis Fulgham and T.O. both had touchdown passes within their first 3 games as an Eagle. And I was like, bro, that's not even close to what you're even saying. but he's still acting like, oh, see, I told you you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. I was like, T.O. and Fulgham are not even on the same level, not even close.
There you go. Your arch rival just said that.
Man, it smells like roses. That's funny.
That's pretty bad whenever he's saying you smell like roses.
Yep. I mean, it's so funny for him to say, oh, I do know football, when he doesn't know anything about football. He's just speaking in very vague terms, and his idea of debating with you is more like, well, who are you going to put on A.J. Brown? A.J. Brown is going to destroy any. And then you really can't have a comeback for that because you're trying to speak with substance, something that holds weight, and you really can't because you don't know how it's going to be. But he thinks that he would win that debate because of, I don't have an answer, or someone wouldn't have an answer for that. Well, of course, no one would. I mean, if I want to speak in his terms, if I want to speak in his terms or his logic, and I can just say, well, no, that's not true. Diggs is going to shut him down. I don't care what you say. But I don't do that. You know what I mean? I like what I say to hold some weight to it, have some substance behind it. So it's kind of hard to talk with that kid.
Well, what I don't get with him, man, is he sits there. Like, for instance, last night, he talked so much mad shit on Vic 3, right? Yeah. He brings Vic 3 in, and then he just kicks him out and blocks him. Like, dude, you can't tell people to come in and talk their shit and prove you wrong and then turn around and kick him out of your own live because he doesn't have his camera on and you don't want to talk to him. Like, are you fucking serious right now?
How long was he on there? Because I'm not kidding you, from Mitch hitting me up telling me that Vic was on there, within like 5 minutes I got on and he wasn't on there anymore. I was like,
yeah, no, he said because his camera wasn't on, he couldn't have a conversation with him, so he kicked him out. I was like, come on, dog.
and
No.
then I saw all the messages from Vic like delete.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense. You sit there and listen. When he sat on your live just last week, and he was like, "I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't like confrontation. You know, like confrontation when it happens, I get all mentally scrambled. I can't think." Then why do you sit here and say the stupid shit you fucking say and call people out just to piss them off so they come at you, and then you turn around and you want to be the victim? Get the fuck out of here, man. You can't do that shit. If you're going to talk shit, at least have the decency to get your ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You can't do that. You can't egg people on and then pull the rug out from underneath them and be like, ha, joke's on you. No, it don't work that way, bro. That's how you get your ass kicked.
Yeah. No, it was funny. He posted a video today, I think, about me saying that the Cowboys last year were going to the NFC Championship game, and I didn't want to start an argument with him because last night he was like, "Didn't you say y'all were going to the NFC Championship game?" I didn't remember if I did or not because the video he sent me had to have been when the Cowboys were just destroying people before Dak got hurt. You know, and that whole offense kind of went to shit. So I don't remember when I said it, but I did say it. It's there. He put it out there, and his title was exposed, and I was like, "How did you expose me?" Because I didn't remember that I said we were going to go to the NFC East. Like, I don't understand how that is a exposure video, but okay, if you want to say so. And then now he's hitting me up with some. Like I said, I'm going to do a stream on Wednesday of this other Eagle video maker. Now he's hitting me up with all kinds of stuff on him, and I'm like, bro, I'm way ahead of you because I got this other RPF, I think his name is. Oh,
that's who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Philly Notion, but
no. I'm done. Like Notion and I are cool. Okay. That's the beauty about it. Like Notion and I are like we're cool with each other. Like we've always
no, I know that. I figured you were answering back.
No, I'm not gonna do it on him.
Okay,
no,
okay.
He didn't come back with another one on me, and unless he says some funky stuff again, then I'm not gonna do one on him.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there's this guy that is RPF, and
I know him. Yeah.
He did a video, and I want to make fun of him because he's over here talking about how he's psycho and that we don't want to mess with. And he got like this dull knife, and he started like he's gonna act like he's gonna cut himself. And you see him like put it to his forehead, and then gingerly go across his forehead, and then do it to his neck. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing?
No, you know, listen, I talk to RPF. He DMs me a lot. He's a nice guy, at least the Eagle fans. You know, I won't lie. But no, that even kind of weirded me out a little bit today too. I was like,
"Oh, you saw it?
Oh, fuck yeah! Oh, dude, I watch everything." I was sitting there. I was like, I don't think you'd ever catch me putting a knife to my neck. But that's like,
did you see that knife? That thing was dull as shit, and it was all kinds of rusted.
It was way too much for me, man, especially with the times we're in right now with everything going on. I was like, that's just not something you want to do right now.
And then it's funny, he's calling me a dumb redneck from Texas and yada, yada, while he's the one missing like 5 teeth. He's the one missing like 5 teeth. Like, I got perfect pearly white teeth.
Stop trying to make me laugh. Like, I talk to these people. Stop. No. All right. Enough with the content creator dissing. All right. Listen, I get it. Drama fucking sells. I understand that 100%. I guarantee you, if we sit here and talk shit for the next 45 minutes, bro, this place would go up to probably like 30 views. But I don't want to do that because that's not what I base my channel off.
I got you.
Your job. That's your job. You do that.
Yeah.
But listen, Foothills has a pretty good question here. Whose wide receiver room is better today, Dallas or Philly? Go first.
I mean, that remains to be seen. I mean, y'all could have the better wide receiving core based on just, you know, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, because who do you have after that? You got Jalen Reagor, who last year If I believe what I was reading from the stats, he had 52 targets last year, and I forget how many actually completions he had last year. And then after that, but like on that case with Jalen Reagor, y'all don't really believe in him, right? That's your number 3 option now, right? And then
No,
well,
he's more like 7. Now it would be Greg Ward, or not Greg Ward. It'd be Quez Watkins and Pascal.
See, that's another thing. Quez Watkins, I don't think had a lot of receptions last year either, or not receptions, but at least completions or targets, excuse me, thrown his way. So
he didn't, but did you see the catches he made when he did?
No. I get it. Yeah. I understand. But with Reagor being your first round draft pick a couple years ago, I don't see him really falling to a number 4 option with y'all. I mean, especially the way how he likes to really give these number 1 draft picks chances. I mean, look at JJ. Look what he's doing with JJ. You know, moving him to tight end. But with all that being said, I mean, it all depends on who you have throwing the football to him. I mean, y'all still got Jalen Hurts. You know, I mean, and that remains to be seen what he can do. I mean, you can have a great wide receiving core, but can your quarterback get them the ball? You know what I mean? For the Cowboys, we have CeeDee Lamb, who is now going to be the guy, right? He's going to be our number 1 option. We're waiting to see Gallup get back in November. We have Tolbert, who's probably going to be our number 2 option, and that dude is a Swiss Army knife at the wide receiver position because he can play every single position. And last year, if I'm correct, I think he had over 1,400 yards in college last year. And I don't care what anyone says. It really doesn't matter what school you go to, whether it's big or small. And I'm not comparing him to Jerry Rice, but look at Jerry Rice, went to a D3 college, came into the NFL, and now he's considered the best wide receiver, you know, in history, right? So, and like I said, I'm not making comparisons. I'm just saying it doesn't matter what school you go to, big or small. And then you got James Washington, who can take the top off people. He disappears from time to time, you know. But then again, we got Dak Prescott throwing these guys the ball, and I get it. He is a quarterback that, you know, struggles from time to time. So it just remains to be seen for me, but I'm going to give y'all just based off of names alone. I'm going to give it to y'all just based off the 2 names y'all have.
Yeah. You know, when I look at the wide receiver core for both of us, man, you guys lost Amari Cooper this offseason. Yes, you do have CD. You know, you do have Gallup, but he's coming back. You know, will he be ready week 1? By the way,
no, he's not going to be back till November.
November? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you won't have him for a little while. You do have, you still have Gallup, right? Yeah.
Well, Gallup's the one that's hurt.
Yep. And then then Johnson.
And Washington.
John Washington.
Yeah. Washington from Pittsburgh.
Whatever his first name is, I forget. But listen, man, on Washington, I can tell you this. Pittsburgh was happy to get rid of him. Yeah. I won't lie to you on that. They were. My wife's a Pittsburgh fan. Johnson just never really ended up being exactly what they wanted. And why? And dude, Steelers are really good at producing wide receivers. I mean, we've seen, you know. So I don't know how much help he's going to be there for you. I do know he does take the top off, but his hands are kind of shaky. You know, like you said, he'll be good. He'll be there 1 week and then he won't be there the next, you know, or the next 2 or 3, and then he'll be there again. So, you know, and then we have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and they're both number 1 wide receivers, you know. Now, granted, we do have a shaky slot, you know, whether it's going to be Quez, Pascal, you know, it could be a complete surprise, and they could do what you said, throw freaking Reagor in there. God, I freaking hope not, but they could, you know. Right now, I got to give Philly the advantage, at least at wide receiver, for sure, you know, just because of A.J. and Smith alone. So I agree with you there, man. But, you know, you brought up a valid point, and I want to hear what you have to say. You know, you bring up Dak. He's going into his 6th year? 7th year? 7th? Listen, man, he's had wide receivers. He's had halfbacks his whole career. He got to the playoffs his rookie year, and ever since he really hasn't done much, right? He really hasn't. to me, Dak is like Kirk Cousins. He's a great stat guy. He'll throw stats all day. But when it comes to actually crunch time, when it matters most, they tank. You know, you look at Dak's stats. He has great stats. I won't lie. He does. But he's not going to be that guy to get you over the hump, at least in my eyes. You know, when I look at you guys, I'm like, listen, first off, if we do win the East this year, it's going to be tighter than a lot of people think. You know, first off, we're not going 16-1 or 15-2. You know, let's just wipe that out. All right, it's not going to happen. We are going to be better. Our 10 is our floor, 12, maybe possibly 13 is our ceiling. It just all depends on if we squeak, you know, one out that we're not supposed to. Who knows? But this division, it is only coming down to us, in all honesty. And I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people anticipate, man. I'm talking like 1 or 2 games is going to depend first and second place. You know? But when you look at Dak last year, he had Amari, he had all his weapons and stuff. And in that playoff game, he had the same exact stats as Jalen Hurts. Same exact stats, dude. And you guys lost. If people sit here and say that we need a new quarterback, how the hell are y'all not truly saying that you don't? Whenever he had way more talent, defense and offensively last year than what we did, and he still only can produce the same stats as Jalen Hurts with a worse team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got you. What I was going to say, 'cause I'm trying to look up the stats with Dak and Hurts.
It was 256 each. Yeah, it was like 256 each, and they each had 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
and 2 interceptions, right?
Yeah. I'll speak as I'm looking it up, but
yeah.
I've been saying, man, I've been saying, you know, it's time to cut ties. I mean, I didn't want to. Once Dak got hurt in 2020. There was a video I put out where I, you know, quickly said, because there was a rumor going around about trading for Matthew Stafford, which I would have been all for. I would have been all for trading Matthew Stafford. I've always said he's a great quarterback, an elite quarterback. You just need to put him on a good team, and he can take you far. Look what happened. I don't care that people are saying, oh, he's Mr. Interception, he's this, he's that. You put this guy on a good team with a good defense, he's going to take you far, and look what happened. Super Bowl, right? Even though it came down to Aaron Donald making that play, because, I mean, if you see the replay, you have Jamar Chase just cooked. He just cooked Ramsey. It was Aaron Donald was the saving grace for that game. But for me, I was ready to be done with Dak in 2020. I didn't want to franchise tag him. I would have taken, you know, I mean, I would have let him go, and if the following year we would have went 4-12 or whatever. That was the 2021 would have been the year, I guess, we would have drafted a quarterback then, but then we wouldn't have been with Parsons. You know what I mean? So I mean, it all depends. I mean, because what you do translates later on. But for me, I've always been saying I don't want Dak. I haven't wanted Dak for quite a while. So I'm ready to move on, but we can't because of the contract issue. And next year, in 2024, is the year. Like I look at it, and the post-June cut or trade or whatever is where we would have to do this, because then you would save $34 million on the books, but then you would still have like an $18 million cap hit, which I'm okay as long as you're saving $34 million. You know.
Hey, dude, we took a $30 million cap hit for Wentz, so
yeah.
Or 34 or whatever. It was outrageous. But no, I do have to ask because of that comment. Do you see Dak Prescott being a Dallas Cowboy next year?
Next year, yes. I believe it. Yeah, 2020. Yeah, yes. He will be a Dallas Cowboy next year.
No, it's after next year, right? You said you can.
2024.
Yeah. Okay, do you see him being a Cowboy in 2024 if he doesn't do it?
Yeah, if he doesn't do what he does these next 2 years, I don't see it.
So this is his window now, right?
This is his 2 years now to do something. This year he can screw up and go 1-16 and not do anything. And then next year, then that's when he's on the hot seat. That's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen, because then after that year, then you lose that window, and everything is flipped back the other way. Where even if you cut him 2025, you're still taking you're not saving a lot of money, or if any, but you're taking a big old cap hit, in dead money. So 2024 is the year to do all that stuff.
So what about Dak, or not Dak? Zeke. What do you think? How do you think that's going to work? Because I'm pretty sure Pollard might take a little bit from him. I know you guys are high on Pollard, but I mean, do you see him surviving at least after this year and next?
It all depends. It all depends on the money situation. Because Zeke is getting paid a lot of money. Zeke is getting paid a lot of money, and it all depends on how much money we have. Look, a lot of contracts are coming up. Tony Pollard's coming up this year. Diggs the next year. Parsons the following year. These contracts, CeeDee Lamb next year too. These contracts are coming up, right? And so a lot of Cowboy fans are over here screaming and hollering that we're not making these big splashes or semi-big splashes in free agency. But it's like, hold on. The Cowboys are trying to sign their guys. That's what they want to do. They are just like the San Antonio Spurs, where they want to keep their core guys and then bring in outside help, at basically veteran minimums type deals, prove it deals. So Tony Pollard can make it if the money's there. Is he going to get more carries than Zeke? Probably not, because Zeke is having the money, does get paid more than him. So I don't expect Tony Pollard to have more carries, even though he's been more productive. But that's what we did in the draft. That's why we went and got Tyler Smith, who is a good insurance policy for Tyron Smith, because we've already hearing over here in the Cowboys camp that Tyron Smith is already hurt, his back's hurting, and all that other good stuff. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they swing out Tyler Smith, but to tackle. But I think with us doing what we did in the draft, shoring up that line again, or trying to soft rebuild of it, I think you're going to see Zeke not looking like the old Zeke, but looking close to it, because he's going to have these holes to run through, and he's going to be. I don't know. I'm expecting a little bit more from Zeke this year because of what we did.
So Bird Gang asks here, he's like, Eagles are championship contenders, true or false? Now listen, I'm going to give you my take before he goes, because I'm the Eagle fan here. It's false. All right, and don't bite my head off, okay? When I say it's false, I say because we will get past the wild card round this year. I truly believe that. We will win, but I don't know if we'll get past the divisional round. That I think we'll be competitive. I think we'll do what we need to do to survive, but do we have everything to survive? I don't know. That's really hard for me to go out on a limb and say, yes, we are championship contenders. We can get there, but it all depends on us, and the chemistry that we develop over the year here. And if Nick is that guy, if JG can do what he does, if Jalen Hurts comes out and does what he does, and he shows improvement, like everything is all depending on that. On paper, yes, on paper, we are a championship contender for sure. But paper and real life are two different things. Mm-hmm. So, I think we'll get past the wild card, but to say we're going to be in the championship game, that one's a little tough for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, and I know a thing or two about being paper champs, because how many years have the Cowboys been paper champs? On paper, we look like Super Bowl favorites.
Last 22 years?
Every year, man. And it's like I learned, not at an early age, but more so when I got on here and I started doing this stuff, that it's like I honestly, once I got on YouTube and I started listening to other people speak and other YouTubers do content and all that other stuff. I don't even watch Sports Center anymore. I don't watch Sports Center anymore.
I don't either.
I really don't watch the talk shows. I mean, if I'm bored and there's nothing on and I feel like watching cable, because I don't even watch cable anymore. I'm more on Netflix and Hulu and all that other stuff. But if I'm watching something, it's more than likely I'm on the Football Network channel, and every so often I'll listen to Skip and Shannon just to see what they have to say. That's about it. And I'm not taking anything what they say for substance, because it's just so back and forth with those two. Like one's likes the Cowboys, but then he'll talk shit about the Cowboys. The other one hates he doesn't like the Cowboys, but then he'll pick the Cowboys to do some stuff. So like I don't even listen to those guys. It's just trying to see what they have to say, just so I can get a good laugh. But with y'all being contenders for a championship this year, I would say false as well. I would agree with you. Not because I'm a Cowboy fan, but just because I get it. You have Jalen Hurts coming into his second season under the same coaching staff, which has never been done in his career before. But there's a reason. There's a reason why he is the quarterback that he is. I mean, let's go back to his college days where he got benched in the championship game for a freshman, and then he ended up leaving to go to Oklahoma. And it's kind of you kind of see it now in the NFL with the way he, his throwing and his decision making, and that all comes with experience, right? Mm-hmm. And his throwing, I know he's changing his motion, trying to get better because he's worked with the quarterback coaches this past off season. So, and the bad habits that he has had over the number of years he's had them, he's not going to break it in a 6-month span. It's not going to happen. It's going to take time, especially when it's very different when you're dropping back with no pressure, no nothing, and a wide open target. You know what I mean? It's very different from that to when you have a 300-pound lineman running at you, and then you have a cornerback covering tight on A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. I mean, I think this is going to take time. Like you said, on paper, y'all look good. And I get it. Y'all drafted Nakobe Dean, but just because he was great in college doesn't mean it's going to translate. Just because Jordan Davis was great in college doesn't mean it's going to translate. I'm not saying it's not going to translate. It's remained to be seen. So until y'all see it, till we see it, it's just up in the air. It's just.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. Listen, I don't really look at OTAs that much. I don't look at any of that stuff before week 1 for the most part, because you know what? Anyone can look good in OTAs. You know what I mean? Hell, dude, we all saw Rager last year in OTAs. He was out there making one-handed catches and shit, and then come game time, it's like, so, it is what it is. I don't really focus on that. Will this team get to the championship? I can say they can, but everything has to fall in place for that to happen. I'm not going to bullshit people. I'm not going to do it. This team can be contenders, but everything has to fall into place. It truly does. No one's just going to hand us it. No one, and we got to take it. But will we? That remains to be seen, truly. But speaking of which, but first off and foremost, I got to show you guys this, and I will be giving this away for my 100 subscribe or 1,000 subscriber thing. But I don't know if you guys were on my Twitter at all, but I got 3 autographs on this hat right here. I'm going to show you guys. This one right here, obviously, hold up, is Darius Slay right there. If you see, that one right there is Jalen Waddle from the Dolphins. And then that one right there, if you guys can see, is Nakobe Dean, number 17, for the Philadelphia Eagles. So 3 autographs I got on this hat. At 1,000 subs, I will give it away to somebody.
How'd you score all those autographs?
Softball game this past Saturday. Devontae Smith celebrity softball game. Yeah.
Was that where you were at or what?
That's where I was on Saturday. Yeah, I tried to get nauseated.
Like it was in your city?
No, I drove almost 2 hours to get there. I
Oh,
mean, it
okay.
was in Allentown, Pennsylvania, which is right above Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But it's where the Iron Pigs play, the farm team for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great place. It was really cool. I got about 2 feet from Jalen Hurts and 2 feet from Najee Harris. Tried to get them to sign too, but Hurts left too fast and Najee left too fast as well, so I didn't get them. But yeah, man, no, it was cool. It was very cool. We got to see Vinny Curry, got to see Waddle, Najee, Dean, Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith's cousin was playing center. Yeah, dude, there was just a lot of people there, man, and it was really fun, really cool. Hot as hell, but it was fun.
So how do you feel? So okay, so I saw Vic post something about when AJ Brown's. I mean, yeah, AJ Brown said there was a portion in there where you couldn't understand what he. What did he say?
Oh yeah.
He
Oh
said something
God.
about Parsons and the Cowboys, and then the audio kind of like becomes muffled and you can't understand
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. No, he said something about like the Cowboys get ready, we coming for this shit, and then he covered his mouth because he said shit live, and there was kids around. But yeah, no, he was pretty much just saying Cowboys get ready because we're coming for this shit.
I just find it
That's what he
funny.
said.
I mean, everything is bulletin board material, but I mean,
I was
yeah,
sorry.
no. I'm just saying, like, it was funny because I don't think I've heard Parsons say anything about Philly.
No, dude, he was loving that shit, dude. He was getting booed all the time he was up. Dude, I swear to God, the boos were the loudest part of the whole day. And, dude, he was just standing at the plate going, come on, let's go. Dude, he was
Parsons was there.
What, Micah Parsons was there. It was Parsons'
Oh,
team.
okay. I didn't know Parsons was there.
I tried to get his autograph too, dude, just because I'm a Penn State fan. I already had it once, but, in all honesty, though, he was not signing. He wanted nothing to do with it. He was just there to play some ball, man.
No, but that makes sense why he called out Parsons. I didn't know Parsons was there. That makes a lot more. I thought he was calling him out to call him out, and I was like, man, how are you just gonna say that? You know what I mean? But yeah, no, that makes sense.
No, no, it was Devontae Smith's team versus Micah Parsons' team. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Jock wants to know how you're feeling about Dalton Schultz, man.
Well, it's voluntary OTAs. He doesn't have to be there. He's on the franchise tag, and he's going to play on the franchise tag. He will be there. I will start to worry if he's not there next week or the week after that when it's mandatory minicamp. That's when I'll start to worry. But for me, I'm not really worried about it just yet. Now, as far as contract talks, as far as resetting the market later on down the road with another team, I don't know. But let's just say Dalton that he plays on the franchise tag, and Dalton Schultz balls out this upcoming year, right? I mean, he balled out last year, and then he had close to like 900 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look up his stuff real quick as I'm talking. He had 808 yards receiving last year on 78 receptions. The knock on him is that he has trouble blocking. So like I said, I'm not really too worried about it just yet. Yeah, he had 104 targets last year, 78 receptions, which that's pretty high completion rating. That's almost he only missed, and I'm not saying he had 30 drops, but 30 passes went his way that didn't get caught, pretty much. So for 808 yards. So I'm not really too worried about it. But like I said, if he does ball out, and let's just say he eclipses 1,000 yards and he has 90 receptions and he has 10 touchdowns or 15 touchdowns this year. Mind you, Dak has never thrown to a thrown to a wide receiver to where a wide receiver has double, or even a tight end where he has double digits touchdowns in his career. So if that were to happen, then I'd be a little upset because then we would really have to pay Dalton Schultz, opposed to what we could get away with paying him now. And look, Dalton Schultz already had said, he goes, I'm not worried about contract talks. This was about a week ago. He goes, I'm going to leave that up to my agent. So this whole stuff about Dalton Schultz being frustrated with contract talks and all that stuff. I think that's just media trying to stir things up because he didn't show up to voluntary OTAs.
Yeah. Well, further, just so you know, man, I was chilling with Fourth and John. I was chilling with Gale and Prime while I was there. They were both there, and it was very fun chilling with them, man. So, yeah, no, Gale and Prime are two awesome people. Definitely, if you ever get the chance to meet them, definitely do, man. They're really cool, down to earth people. Yeah, AJ was just trash talking to Parsons is all. Yeah, no, they were just having fun, man. It was very, very fun. And who won? Obviously, we did. Jalen Hurts hit a home run to seal the deal, 2-run shot. So, and your boy Parsons struck out too. Boys, how do you feel about Randy Gregory leaving?
I mean, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. I've been meaning to ask, because I really haven't done the research and I want to. I just do not have the time. Let me see if you know. What would be, on average, like an average amount of pressures for a edge rusher, or defensive lineman
For the whole year?
Yeah, for the whole year. What's about the average?
It's a very good question, man. I've never actually sat and looked at the average pressures of an end before.
Yeah, because I want to do that, but I would have to go through all 32 teams, find out the 2 edge rushers that they have, or any edge rushers they have, and then find out how many pressures they got, and then divide that up by the number of people I've looked up. Because looking up what I've looked up on certain guys on the Cowboys side, on the Eagles side, because I've talked with a few Eagle fans lately. So Randy Gregory had 29 pressures throughout the whole year out of 16 or 17 games. He only had 7.5 sacks or 6 sacks? Excuse me, 6 sacks. Micah Parsons had 12.5 sacks or one that number like that, but he had 44 pressures. And then you have one of the Bosa brothers had close to 50. The other one had the low 40s. You had Aaron Donald who had 41, if I'm not mistaken. But then you look at most of the Eagles players, and they're under 25 pressures for the whole season. So that's why I'm trying to gauge to figure out what's an average, so I can say, oh, this guy is below average or this guy's above average. 29 is a good number. 21 is a good number. 20, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to figure out, because Gregory did have 29 pressures last year. Gregory did have 6 sacks last year. If we can get Sam Williams to have those kind of numbers this upcoming season, or combine those numbers with a Dante Fowler, Randy Gregory won't be missed, because we'll have 2 players putting up those kind of numbers. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm not really worried about it. I think he just wanted out of Dallas for whatever reason. Everyone can sit there and say, oh, it was the contract talk. They have this certain language. Well, they have that certain language in all the Cowboys quarterbacks, especially not quarterbacks, but Cowboys players. And especially with what Randy Gregory had went through over his course of his career in Dallas, and with Jerry sticking his neck out and keeping him on the books, so that way he can have, be getting paid while he's going through these issues. I think it was only fair for that certain language to be back in there. So
are QB hits QB pressures? Is that what that is? Because I'm looking at stats here.
QB pressures are just like, I guess, when you're getting pressure on the quarterback. Now there is a stat in there that is QB hurry up or knockdowns, and I think that's different.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to look at, because right here it only says his combination, his solo, his assist, his tackle for loss, his QB hits, his any safety, and then his average.
What are you looking at? Where are you looking at?
Pro Football Reference.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking
at. They say he had 39 QB hits last year, and he had 22.5 sacks. I was just looking at pressures, what an average pressure would be, and that one's tough, man.
Who had those numbers?
That was TJ Watt.
Okay.
So I was just going off him because he was the best player last year. He had 39 pressures, 22.5 sacks. So I'd roughly say around 40 QB pressures a year? Would you say would be an average
Well, no, because like I
for the
said,
best people? I mean, for the best.
oh, I
Like,
mean, yeah, I mean, I would assume so because Parsons, I know, I saw it here, his pressures, 47 pressures last year.
where?
QB
Yeah,
pressure.
and I think TJ
Okay,
had a
so QB pressure.
16.3. What's his
So,
pressure rate?
huh?
What was his pressure rate? Because TJ had a 16.3 pressure rate.
Where do the rate,
Yeah.
pass rate allowing 25 pace required. That's
I just
passing.
Googled it. I just Googled what TJ Watt's pressure rate was, and it
Oh,
said 16.3. Yeah.
I would have to look that up. But um,
So, yeah, we'll say 25 is the average, because if it's 40, like 20 to 25 pressures is average.
so Parsons set his second highest pressure rate of any defender in the league at 21.6% per Pro Football Focus. Devin White had 25.9.
Yeah.
So,
So, see, even
but,
TJ didn't have that much.
yeah. So
But he had
pressures.
sacks.
Yeah. Well, how many sacks did he have?
22 and a half.
22. Okay. Yeah.
He tied the sack record last year.
Yeah. So QB pressures equals hurries plus knockdown plus all sack plays, half and full for players, just full sacks for teams. I don't know what that means, but QB pressures are hurry up, knockdowns, and sack plays. So pressures, he had 13 of those pressures were sacks. He did have 16 hurries, and what was the other one? Knockdowns. Knockdowns. Let me see. I don't see that here. Oh, QB knockdown 17. So, yeah, and then 13 sacks, and then 16. So yeah, 47. I mean, that's the combination of all of that. So, yeah, and then his pressure rate was 21, almost just above 21 and a half. So that's pretty good. But when we look at, I don't want to say the lower end, but when I was doing the comparisons, a lot of the Eagles, D linemen had pressures of like 21. What's his name? Sweat had what, 7 sacks last year?
Yeah.
Seven sacks last year, and then he had 21 pressures. So a third of those pressures that he got were sacks. So I mean, depending on the way you look at it or who you compare it to, that's good. You know what I mean? If you're getting if you're getting 21 pressures and those translate to sacks, then I mean you're doing your job, right?
Yeah, and no lie, man. What makes that awesome is Sweat was a rotational piece the first part of his career here. So he's doing all that just being a rotational piece, which is awesome. Now I do got to ask you, man. I hear you talking a lot about Jalen Hurts. We all kind of talk about him a lot too. I got to ask: does your hate truly come from Hurts because of what his potential you truly think it is, or is it just because he is an Eagle? Because when I look at him, man, yes, he's been in the league 3 years, but he's only had 1 full year as a starter, which was last year, and he's got to have time to grow. And like he just said in his presser the other day, he's like, you guys got to remember, he's like, I've had a different offensive coordinator my whole career. He's like, I've never had a consistent offensive playbook and a consistent coach. It's always changed. He's like, this is the first time in my life I've actually come back into the same team, same playbook, same coaches. So does your hate just truly come because he's an Eagle, or do you truly see something in him that makes you think, oh, he's not the answer?
I think it's a little bit of both. Actually, there's a third element there, and it's the fact that I hear, and I'm not saying you or like Bird Gang 31 or Cool Cat or any of those, but it's the way, and I get it, you're confident in your quarterback. I mean, he's your quarterback, but it's just the fact that the way y'all speak of him and the way y'all see him projecting, it's like, that's why I want him to fail. You know what I mean? Because he is an Eagle, because of the way y'all speak on him, and I'm a Cowboy fan, and I don't want to see him succeed, because just like y'all don't want to see us succeed, because if we succeed, that means, we get our Super Bowls. If y'all succeed, y'all get your Super Bowls or whatever. So I mean, it's just a lot of factors that play into it. If he played on, if he played on the Bills, if he played on the Bengals, if he played on a different team, I wouldn't have a thought about him. You know what I mean? It's just merely the fact that he does play for the Eagles, the way y'all do speak about him and the things y'all say, and that's where I talk my mess when it.
Well, listen, man. You can talk your mess to me because in all honesty, I don't say anything about the kid that you can come at me for. All right, because I say he's a good leader, which he is. That is facts. All right, he's a way better leader than Carson Wentz could ever dream of being. All right, these guys want to play for him. He's a team player. That's what he does. Facts. I sit there and said just the other day, I was like, this kid should have around 3,800 yards, and I expect him to have around 30 touchdowns. I mean, between rushing and passing last year, he had 26. Okay? So I'm actually only saying, dude, you need 4 more touchdowns. Whichever way you want to go, you need 3,800 yards to 4,000 yards, and give me a completion percentage of like 90 and above, and give me a QBR rating of like a 102 for the entire year, and I'm satisfied. As long as you can show that you can orchestrate the offense, you can throw wide receivers open, and you don't make costly mistakes that wind up losing us the game, and your stats are good, I'm okay with that. Do I ever see Jalen Hurts being a 5,000-yard passer? Fuck no. No way in hell. All right, let's just be honest. Do I see him being a 4,500-yard passer? Fuck no. But that's what's great about it, is this kid has legs too. I'm not always going to want him to pass the ball. I'm not always going to want him to run the ball. I know you gave him shit because he only had 16 passing touchdowns last year. But in my eyes, a touchdown is a touchdown. I don't care if he runs it the fuck in or he throws it the fuck in. Either way, a touchdown gets me 6 points and hopefully 7 if we make the field goal. So I don't go ridiculous with him. I don't. I know Jalen has an arm. It's not as great as Pat Mahomes. It's not as great as Josh Allen, but he has an arm. All he has to do is tighten it up. You know what I mean? Just tighten it up. Just stop the costly mistakes and just learn. And when you guys sit there and say, no, and not you per se, but there's people out there that are like, oh, he can't read defenses. So you're telling me that this guy's a fucking moron, that he can't learn how to read defenses. You know what I mean? Like, I hate when people say that. They're like, well, he does this, and this wrong. He won't ever make it because of those things. So you're telling me that this kid is a complete idiot and can't learn not to do those things. Because honestly, he's very intelligent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
so is Dak, but he still has lots of trouble reading defenses. I mean, look what the Broncos did to him, where they're showing. I mean, this is what I argue with the Cowboy fans about is, we were number 1 against the blitz, but that's when they were blitzing. But when Dak was getting the ball out quick, but when they would show blitz and then drop back, he didn't recognize that. And then when he had to go through his progressions, instead of doing what Jalen Hurts does, taking off and running, it was a very low success rate when he had to do that. So that's why when I have said before that Jalen Hurts has trouble reading defense because it's shown. I'm not saying he can't learn it, but when I have been through that process already with Dak about trying to read a defense, I've seen it, and I'm not saying that that's going to be Jalen Hurts, but that's just what I've seen already with Dak. To the other point that you made about you don't care if it's running or throwing a touchdown pass. The only reason why I bring that stuff up because I've been on here a long time. I was here through the Carson Wentz and Dak era where it was, who's the better quarterback and yada yada. I remember I'd go, back and forth with the video with the content creator.
Sadly, you won that one. Just so you know.
I know. There was a time I went back and forth with the content creator where we wouldn't say each other's names, but I know he was talking about me. Where he was talking about, Dak Prescott had more touchdowns than Carson Wentz, and that's because I was adding in the running and throwing touchdowns as a combination. So he had more than Wentz did, right? Mm-hmm. But then it was brought to my attention, well, just because you run it in, it doesn't count because it's not a throwing touchdown. Well, then now I'm just using that same energy over here, and now those people are now saying, well, Jalen Hurts didn't have 16 touchdowns. He had however many rushing plus a 16. So that's how many he had. And I'm just like, whoa, hold the phone. That's not what y'all said with Dak a few years ago.
Well, so see, I wasn't on here a few years ago, bro. Yeah, I would have told you that. I would have told you that because I believe that, dude. Listen, a touchdown is a fucking touchdown is a touchdown, is it not? Whatever gets you 7 fucking points is a touchdown. I don't give a shit if you run it in or you throw it. As long as you get me 7 points, I don't give a shit. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, do you see him being a 5K producer? And I hope you're talking about Jalen Hurts. I don't. But in fact, BG, we don't need Jalen Hurts to be a 5K producer. In all honesty, we don't. Jalen Hurts just has to orchestrate the offense and not fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you don't need a Pat Mahomes to win a Super Bowl. You don't need a Dak who throws 5,000 yards or 4,000 yards to win a Super Bowl. Hell, Dak's thrown 5,000 yards and hasn't won a Super Bowl. So, it's a team effort. It takes everyone, and it's about camaraderie. It's about, being able to play with one another and know what each other's thinking. You're going to be there whenever I know you're going to be there. When I let this ball go, it's trust, that's what it's all about. But wait, you mean total yard, like rushing and passing?
Even that's kind of tough because if he's not throwing for 4,000 yards,
he'd have to throw for 4 and run for 1,000, or he'd have to throw for 45 and run for 5. I just don't know. And listen, when I sit here and say that Jalen's not a 5,000 yard producer, I'm not putting the kid down. I mean, hell, he's my fucking quarterback. It don't matter who the fuck is out there on Sunday. Whoever my quarterback is, whether it's Jalen, whether it's Nick, whether it's Wentz, whether it's Vic, whether it's Cunningham, whether it's McNabb, I'm rooting for them because it's about the name on the front, not the one on the back. Yeah. But what I'm saying is you don't have to have 1,000 or 5,000 yards to be successful. It's not putting him down. It really isn't. It's just saying, hey, we don't need him to be. I don't want to pressure him to think he needs to be a 5,000 yard quarterback when he truly doesn't need to be. That's all I'm saying, Is it wrong? I don't know. I mean, that's your guys' decision to make if I'm wrong by saying that. If he hits 5,000 yards, I'll throw a fucking party. Trust me, I will. But he doesn't need to is all I'm saying.
Yeah. And the next comment, he wasn't a 4K producer last year. He only did
38.
He was 38. Well, it was a little bit more. It was almost close to 39.
I'm saying combined, he was like at 38 something. He was almost at 4, but he didn't reach it.
He was at 39 because he had 3,144 yards, and then he ran for 784 yards or 750, somewhere around there. But he was at 38, 39. But
I'm just expecting his running to take a step back this year. In all honesty.
No. Yeah, because I mean, and this is what I've always tried to kind of get Eagle fans to answer me, and I want to talk about this real quick before we get off, because I've asked what, like you said it yourself, you expect his running to take a step back. So that means he's going to be throwing a lot more. So you expect Jalen Hurts now to be more, or try to be more of a pocket passer instead of the one read takeoff running that he did a lot last year.
Do you want to know why I say that?
Why is that?
Because you don't go out and get A.J. Brown and make that move just to run the ball.
Okay.
Do you agree with me on that? You don't go out and get A.J. Brown to just run the ball. You're planning on putting this ball through the air.
Absolutely.
So, and then you have Smith too. No.
That's why everything is on Jalen Hurts this year.
Yeah.
Because you go out and you get an AJ Brown, and if he still is the same quarterback that he was last year, throwing for 16 touchdowns, throwing for 3,100 yards, or him dropping back 40 times a game and only having 120, 150, 190 yards, and y'all are losing, that's going to look bad on Jalen Hurts. And then if he has to take off, then it has to go back to what it was last year where y'all are running the ball. Well, then you just traded and paid a man $100 million for basically no reason until you get a quarterback that can get in there and get these guys the ball.
Listen, man, I got to say this, though. There's only one thing that's a little shaky with the whole Jalen Hurts thing, okay? Say Jalen Hurts comes out and he does everything right, but the reason that we're bad is because JG is fucking shit at calling plays on defense, and our defense isn't up to par like we want it to be, and our defense keeps losing us games. That's the only way. But you'll know that by seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll know if it's on Jalen or if it's on JG. But that's the only scenario that I can see it being okay. If Jalen is doing his job and my defense keeps just putting our offense in shitty fucking situations, then I'm not going to lean as much on Hurts.
Yeah, no.
Because the man can only do so much. That's like
if you're having gunfights with offenses, right? But then your defense falters. Because let's face it, that's the way Romo was throughout his whole career. He could have. Look what happened. When was it? It was either 2000. I want to say it was 13. We were playing the Denver Broncos, and our defense couldn't stop a runny nose. The score ended up being like 40-something to 50-something against the Denver Broncos in 2014. But everyone wants to blame Tony Romo because he made a costly interception. Well, hell, if your defense can stop Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos, Romo did his job.
Yeah.
But before we get out of here, man, I want to talk.
You want to answer this one real quick?
Oh, yeah. What is
it? From BG?
Do you think Dak will put up 5K in next couple of years, like total, or you mean per year?
Total. No, just total. One. It could be 1 year, like next year or the year after, but a 5K year, just a year.
No, not even close. He almost did it. A couple years ago when he had 49. Well, last year he had 45 or close to 45, and he missed a game. So and you see the way we drafted, where we did draft a left tackle that we're going to move to guard. We're looking to get back more at running the ball this year. I don't think it's going to be in Dak's hands a lot. I think it's going to go back to Tony Pollard and Zeke both getting to combine like 20 to 25 touches a game, to where we are, because now we have the defense. Now we have the defense that we haven't had in a long, long time. So if our defense can make stops and our offense can run down the clock and keep our defense fresh and keep it low-scoring games, I don't have a problem with it. I really, really don't. So, 2019, when he had Amari Cooper in his first full year, he had 4,900 yards.
Yeah. No, so listen, man. I'll let you say what you gotta say, but this is kind of what you guys are gonna get on this podcast. Now, granted, right now it's a little calm. Ain't much going on. We're in OTAs right now. They just started. We're just gonna kind of bullshit, talk about the East. We're gonna talk about everyone else. It might get interesting. It might not. We might diss you. We might not. I don't know what's gonna happen. It kind of rolls off,
Yeah.
But nah, man, I really am happy that you agreed to do this with me. I think this thing's going to take off, especially come football time when we can really get into it. But yeah, man, why don't you give everyone your last words here? I know you got some shit you got to go do. We've already been 15 minutes over our hour, but yeah,
man.
Do your thing.
What I want to say to you is I appreciate you for coming to me with this. I want to do this, but if because I normally don't work on Mondays, so if during the season you want to do the Eagles or Cowboys are playing Monday night, if you want to do a live podcast while the game's going on, I'm all for it, bro. It's cool with me because our show is on Mondays. But I want to go over our bet real quick. So it's Jalen Hurts has to have 25 touchdown passes throwing, right?
No, 22.
22 touchdown passes throwing, and it's more than 3,500 yards.
Yep.
Now he has to do both for it to. So if he gets one but not the other, then none of us win. If he doesn't get both, then I win. If he does get both, you win. So, and it's a mini helmet that we're doing.
No, just gear.
Or just gear. Oh yeah, with you it's gear.
Could be a shirt, could be a hat, could be anything.
Yeah. I have a mini helmet with where you're hiding, and I even forgot what that. Oh, it was. I try to word it to where he would disagree because it was like the Cowboys aren't going to get no more than 8 wins, or they're only going to get 8 wins, and I was like, okay, well if the Cowboys don't get 8 wins, then you lose, and he goes, no, that's not how you better. He goes, if they get 8 wins or less, then you owe me something, and I was like, damn it, because I was going to be like, well, the Cowboys only got 7 wins this year. You lose.
Yeah, right. No, dude, it's always fun to bet on Dallas and Eagles. Listen, man, your star on your helmet is your rating. You are a 1-star team. It is what it is. I can't help it. I stole that from somebody, by the way, and if he's here, you know who you are. But yeah, man, listen, you are what your rating is, 1 star. So. Listen, man. That Americans team thing is so much bullshit. That vote was casted in the 70s. Y'all have been hanging on to that shit for decades. Like, I guarantee you, if they did a new vote today, y'all would not be America's team. You wouldn't.
Well, I mean, I don't think they did it a vote. They just gave it to us. In the 70s, we went to a bunch of Super Bowls, and then we fell off in the 80s. And the 90s, we recovered, and but still, we're America's team because we always bring in the highest ratings. It's either to watch us win or watch us lose. And I guarantee you got more people tuning in to watch us lose. So, I mean, that's why we're America's team, because we bring in the best numbers.
We're going to have to do a revote on that.
I appreciate you, having me on. I mean, of course, this is our show. My link is in the description. Go subscribe. Right now you're gonna see a lot of trolling videos. I got some people to talk about, that want to keep putting my name in their mouth. So we're gonna have some fun with it this upcoming week, and as it goes on, and I'm sure as it goes on, the trolling's never gonna stop. But it's gonna be more football as we get closer to mini camp and then preseason and then into the season. I will be doing a lot of, probably pretty much every game. Hopefully, depending on how the baby situation works out. If he's asleep while these games are on, I'll be doing live reaction games. So,
hey, just so you know too, I might as well warn you before you find out. I stole your logo today and had some fun with it.
Oh, really?
I was trolling his Boys for Life, just so you know.
Oh, totally.
I was being you today. I was trolling with your troll.
Oh, okay.
I jumped on Mitch's stream with your icon and shit, acting like you.
What were you telling him?
Oh no, he knew it was me instantly. I told him, I was like, no, I had to come on. I was like, I had to come on with this logo. He just sent it to me, so I was like, I had to troll with it just a little bit. I had to know what it felt like.
That's funny.
So I didn't do nothing wrong with it. I swear. No, I even left and took it off and put mine on. I kept it on for like 5 minutes, just fucking around. It didn't feel right either. I felt really dirty. It really felt wrong. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just did not go well. It only lasted 5 minutes. So
yeah. Well, I don't know what it's like. It seems like more and more Eagle fans are doing something with Cowboy gear. You with my logo. You had Notion wearing Cowboys gear. You had Desert Eagle having to put on a Leighton Vander Esch jersey and sing We Them Boys a couple years ago when he lost the bet to me. So it seems like y'all are converting to the good side.
You mean the half a star side? No, thank you.
We got to start on each side of our helmets, man. So
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be there.
yeah,
You only need one. Put the number on the other side. You only get 1 star.
this ain't Washington, man.
Yeah, I can't do you guys like that. They're a lot worse than you. So, all right, guys. Like I said, we were only supposed to be on an hour, but we went 20 minutes over, having fun. Please definitely keep an eye out for this podcast, 2 Beasts. That's me and him, and 1 East. Well, we are in it, the NFC East. And no lie, guys, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe for both of us. I am on the road to 1K. My boy here already hit 1K. So, shout out to him and all he's doing. That trolling's really been working out. He's honestly got me thinking about doing it now because it worked so well. But yeah, no lie, man. I'm really happy you decided to do this with me, and this podcast is going to be lit once football starts.
Oh yeah, It's gonna be. I think the shit talking will happen then. So
for sure, yeah. And what's good about it is we know each other now, so no one's getting offended.
And then tomorrow I'm gonna be on that Rafi.
Raphael. Yeah,
I'm gonna be on. He wanted me to be. I accidentally didn't. I completely not forgot about hours. But then when I wasn't thinking, he asked me to do it today, and I was like, "Oh shit, no, I can't. Let's do it tomorrow." But then we had our talk about times, and I really was like, "Oh, I can't do it today. I got to do it tomorrow." If I would have known that it was 8:00, if we had clarified that, I could have done his stuff because his stuff we're gonna do it at 7. But I'm gonna be on his stream tomorrow doing his. So Wednesday is when I'm gonna get back to my trolling stuff. So.
Yeah, and just so you guys know too, here in the very future, me and a couple other people will be dropping a new sports network. It will be called Hardcore Sports. We do have a very big following coming with us. Bunch of content creators already said that they're joining, and they got their shows. We just got to figure out times and stuff yet, but it is going to be called Hardcore Sports for the hardcore fan. The objective is to have 2 content creators per team, and then also get those content creators together, kind of like we're doing, make podcasts, mix and match, have a little fun with it. And then once we get football down, we're going to go to the MLB, try and get 2 content creators from each team, do the same thing. But the whole objective is to have sports on our network 24/7, 6-7 days a week for everyone. It's not just going to be for Eagles. It's not just going to be for Dallas. It is going to be hardcore sports, period. If you are a football junkie, you come to us, get your information. I'm going to have and listen, when I did it, I watched and I looked at a lot of people because I want honest, truthful, down-to-earth individuals who know what they're talking about and will truly talk to you and be straight up. People, the one thing I've learned about YouTube is people know when you're lying to them. They're not stupid. They want someone who's going to be straightforward and to the point and be serious. And that's the kind of content that we're going to try and bring. So please keep a lookout for Hardcore Sports. And in the meantime, man, I appreciate you and everything you've done for me. And I'm looking forward to everything we got going on here, man. So appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, man. Anytime.
So
all right, man. Well, you have a good night. Yeah, I gotta get to shampooing these carpets because it's getting down to the nitty gritty with the baby coming. So.
Yes, sir. And once again, everyone, please enjoy the intro/outro made by Key in the building, the Mama Eagle of all of us content creators. She takes care of a bunch of us. So I hope you all enjoy. Fly, Eagles, fly. Cry, Dallas, cry. Until next Monday, I am AK. This is Boys for Life. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you all later.
Later.
I'm on the best one, man. I'm feeling the rhythm on the best one.